I would like to talk about the hero. I would like to glorify the real hero of
Right.
Bharat. Unfortunately, in the recent past, we've had a lot of work in our industry where we are talking about the bad guys. And I've had brilliant producers who've backed me up, right from Mr. Devgan, who just saw the vision with me and stood behind me like a rock. The leader of the global south, right? I mean, he's truly the person who believed in indigenous innovations. Audience to come to the hall to see the film? Completely wrong. There is an audience.
Okay.
Do we feel that they don't want to come to the hall to see the film? No, they want to come to the hall.
This is Nawaz Kochra joining you on Indian Express screen, and I am in conversation with a very amazing Om Raut.
Hi, Nawaz.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Firstly, congratulations on Mr. Zende because
Inspector
रिलीज
Zende.
होना तो इंस्पेक्टर
Inspector
झेंडे
Zende.
यस रिलीज होना एक अलग बात है बट सीइंग योर ड्रीम कम ट्रू अ चाइल्डहुड मेमोरी coming to life is something else. And I was reading somewhere that you've heard stories about Inspector Zende from your dad, and this is also a tribute, in a way, a tribute to him. So I would like to know what went behind bringing this.
So Inspector Zende, Zende sir, is somebody that my father always, looked up to. My father was a journalist,
Yes.
and in his days of working as a journalist, Inspector Zende was at Agripada and doing all the amazing work that he was doing. And my father was very inspired by, this Mumbai police cop, and he used to always tell me stories about, this is what Zende did, this is what he did, that, and everything, and they had a very good relationship. So when he was a journalist, he had made few stories on him and whatever, covered him as a journalist. And he had somewhere, as a child, told me a couple times that the film on him would be very interesting. I was not a filmmaker then, I was in school, la la la, but that was there in my head.
Okay.
And after I did my, after I directed my first Marathi film, Lokmanya, on Lokmanya Tilak's life, this subject kind of came to us to do whatever. And I picked up the phone and I spoke with Chinmay about it. Chinmay is involved with me since my first film, so we've been together for a long time. And that's when I spoke with him about it, and I told him that why don't you come and write it for me to direct. And Chinmay came, and I had kind of given him the basic idea and a little bit research here and there, and we kind of initiated that. And then I got busy with my other films, and this kind of stayed on the back. Then Tanaji happened, then Adipurush happened, and then we again started pushing for this subject while we were working on Tanaji, and then started writing it aggressively. But after Chinmay wrote his draft, I realized that this is a very different take. I mean, if you're talking about Inspector Zende, if you're talking about, the most dreaded criminal of that time and catching him, and Interpol and 12 मुल्कों की पुलिस उसके पीछे पड़ी है, and it's a very serious subject.
Exactly.
But Chinmay's take was very light-hearted. His take on the writing was very human. He saw the human side of Mumbai police versus the the serious side which was happening on the outskirts, and the simplicity, the way he wanted to look at the film. And when I read that draft, I realized that this is not the film that I can direct. And that's when I kind of requested him that why don't you look at directing it. I remember we were at a party at some publication party at I think St. Regis in Lower Parel, and on the steps we had a conversation, and I said that why don't you look at directing this film and I'll just produce it. And fraction of a second he said, yes, this can be my my first directorial.
Yeah.
And since then it kind of started, and Chinmay just took it to an absolutely different level, something which shows a very different life. I feel that the take that the director has is something quite fascinating. But we 100% enjoyed making this film, and I'm really glad that people are enjoying watching it on screen.
Also, I think the comedy thriller genre is somewhere very new also. Like, it's not tap too much upon.
Caper, it's
Yeah,
more, it's a very hybrid, like it's a very serious threat that is going on one side. At the same time, you know, the situation is comical. There
right.
is no comedy that is happening. The situation is comical, and
Absolutely.
that's the way he's kind of seen it.
But also, was there a specific reason why सारे दूसरे characters का name is kept the same, but Charles Sobraj की जगह the character was named Karl Bhojraj?
See, I would like to talk about the positive aspects.
Okay.
I would like to talk about the hero. I would like to glorify the real hero of
Right.
Bharat. Correct. The real hero of Bharat, I feel, is Madhukar Zende. Correct.
Right.
And his accolades and his. Unfortunately, in the recent past, we've had a lot of work in our industry where we are talking about the bad guys. We're talking about the villains. We are not talking about the hero who actually caught him not once but twice in his life. Correct. So I would like to celebrate him, and that's why I would like to stick to Inspector Zende.
Okay. And also bringing Manoj Bajpayee on board to play the part. Whose choice was that?
I think it was kind of hybrid.
Okay.
I don't. We went with this film to few actors who were around us, who
Okay.
were accessible to me. Manoj ji comes from a different this thing, and it was just a pleasure to actually. The name was there, but we had never gone to him.
Okay.
We never approached him. And one fine day we were sitting and we said that I honestly don't remember from where Manoj sir's name kind of came. It was me, Chinmay, collectively, I don't know, but we were actually doing things, and then that name came, and I sent him a text message, sir, I want to talk to you about a script that I will be producing, not directing, because that's a very important thing when you talk to an actor as a director. They always feel that it's your directorial, and then when it's not, then you have a different opinion, and then things change.
Right.
But Manojji was not like that. He was like, send me the script, let me read it. If I like it, I'll get back to you. He was traveling to the States at that time.
Yeah.
He read it on the plane and he called me from then and said, Om, I love it. When can I have a meeting? So after he came back, we met with him. Then a week after that, me and Chinmay both went to him, and we Chinmay presented the film in his way. And then he was on board. And the beautiful part is Inspector Zende, we call him the OG because that's also the communication that we have within the group. We call him OG. I mean, there's Zende who's a character, and then there is Zende OG is Inspector Zende sir. So when OG actually saw it, and he actually said that, hey, you know what, you look like me. So which was a great tick that we had. It's a good satisfaction. It's a good moment. I'm glad me and Chinmay were both standing there when he was watching the scene, and he said, hey, it does look like me. I think that was a great tick box that we got.
Also, since it was Chinmay's debut as a producer, how involved also were you in the making? And
see, you have to follow the director. So fortunately, I've seen the world on the other side.
Right.
And I've had brilliant producers who've backed me up, right from Mr. Devgan, who just saw the vision with me and stood behind me like a rock. He propelled me to a greater extent. It was a film that I wanted to make. I feel the job of a producer is to let the director make the film that they want to make. And that's where it kind of ends, correct? You're only a support system, and you should remain a support system. You should be available when the director needs you, and you should be available to solve the issues that the director has. Other than that is a farce. Other than that is a noise. Other than that is interference. One should not do that. One should be there as a consultant and speak when you're spoken to.
What I really like about your films is that there has been always, you've always chosen to celebrate the Maharashtrian legacy in the, stories about the Maharashtrian heroes and all of that. Has that been a conscious choice?
No, see, I grew up here.
Okay.
I grew up in Mumbai, and it's not a conscious choice. My next film is about, again, a national personality who happens to be from Tamil Nadu. But I personally, want, or rather, I have had, I get tremendously excited with the characters. They are very inspiring to me, and any character that inspires me is something that I can portray onto celluloid. Um, I grew up here, be it Lokmanya Tilak, be it Subedar Tanajirao Malusare, be it Zende, be it Dr. Kalam. These great personalities in the history have kind of influenced my childhood, and anything that has happened in and around me in Mumbai or Maharashtra is something that was taught to me by my parents. It's something that was taught to me while growing up, right? So those are the stories that have stayed with me longer, and I think your your adulthood is all about the childhood that you spend. And I've had an extremely beautiful, culturally rich. I grew up in a strong Marathi household.
Yes.
Have had a tremendously rich childhood, uh, be it the Marathi culture or the Marathi heroes. Um, so I think that is where somewhere the reason is that whatever I get inspired with, I just want to come and tell you.
Right.
This is what I like. I just want to come and talk to you about it, and that's why it kind of resonates in the work.
Also, your next Kalam, I want to understand that where is it right now? Like, what's happening with
We are in
it?
writing stage. Ivan Quatras is
Okay.
writing it. We are in session, completing our script. It's a fascinating story. It's a story that has inspired me as a child.
Okay.
Dr. Kalam's books have kind of been there as a thing for me.
True, very
He's,
true.
he's truly the leader of the global South, right? I mean, he's truly the person who believed in indigenous innovations, education. He did. He's a tremendously spiritual person. Um, and I get goosebumps when I'm talking about it. And unfortunately, I can't talk a lot about it because we're too early to speak about the film. But just to revisit his life through literature, through interviews with some of the scientists that he worked with back in the days, people around him, it's so inspiring. And you are such a tiny person in front of this giant man. Uh, it's just a different way of looking at life, and I feel that if we can adapt a little bit from him into our daily life, I think we'll be very, very complete, and our nation will be way, 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 way more stronger than what it is already.
Also, after the pandemic, what has happened is there has been this discussion that the audience viewing pattern has changed a lot.
Yeah.
It has evolved a lot today. And over this last 1.5 year or 2 years probably, commercially films are not working as such at the
Have
box
you seen
office
Sayara?
also. Yeah, I have seen Sayara, but again, Sayara worked because it connected to us, like very few films like that, Chava for that matter. But majorly, a lot of films are also not working across industries, which is why as a filmmaker, does that also kind of tweak? You have to tweak your approach or
See, I'll tell you what,
something
we
like
have
that.
to plan 2 years from today,
Okay,
because that's when you'll release in the theater, correct? So you always have to look, you can't follow the wave, you have to ride the wave. So you always have to anticipate that this is what will happen, correct? And when you anticipate that, is something that you would want to ride with it. um, there is a small statistics that I will throw at you. um, Before pandemic, like the year Tanaji released, we sold 147 million tickets, correct? We as in the film industry, Hindi film industry. Till last year, we sold 122 million, because obviously after pandemic there was a drop.
yes,
But in this financial year, which has just finished in March, we sold 157 million. So there's a 29% increase.
okay,
It is even more than pre-pandemic. So we have sold tickets.
okay,
However, the on an average, a person has seen 6 films. So the skew is restricted out of 52 weeks to 6 films that you have seen in a theater.
Right.
So the skew has drifted towards a set of films and the rest of the films are left dry. So do we feel that there is no audience to come to the hall to see the film? Completely wrong. There is an audience.
Okay.
Do we feel that they don't want to come to the hall to see the film? No, they want to come to the hall to see the films. But they are choosing their entertainment. They are choosing their cinema.
Okay.
We are not just fighting within ourselves, within Indian film industry. We are not just fighting with the Hollywood content that is coming from abroad. We are also fighting with YouTube Reels, Instagram Reels, or whatever the
Absolutely.
nomenclature is. So the space, the mental space of entertainment is consumed by other fringe aspects, and that is beyond cinema.
Okay.
Correct? So there is an audience, there is an appetite for an audience, and that is fulfilled by few films versus a blanket.
Okay.
If you want, I can do more on statistics later. I can send it to you also for fun. But it's a conversation that
But
we
I
need to
really
have.
like, the way you've explained it, because this is something nobody's actually spoken or discussed so far. So it's really nice that, you've actually explained this, ki y'all have actually sold more tickets, but where's been that gap? So,
It's consolidated in a set of films.
yes.
And they also include Telugu dubs.
Okay.
They also include English dubs.
But then what has been the role that, OTT releases have also had to, or, the OTT spaces also had to play when it comes to this?
See, when the newspaper was the only medium, then radio came.
Right.
People were reading newspaper and radio. Then television came and they said, oh, we can't do television, la la la. Newspaper, television, radio, everything. I mean, your screen,
Yes.
your Indian Express, you're still alive, I'm still alive.
Right.
Correct? So that's still going on. So cinema came and then OTT came. Cinema will still remain.
No, but there's no correlation between, the figures, the change
See,
in
the
figures or the skew
audience
for
is,
that matter.
so audience is too large.
Okay.
So you choose a film to watch it on a particular medium.
Ah,
You can choose to watch it in a hall. You can choose to watch it on a OTT. You can choose to watch it on satellite. So it's your need. So I don't want to believe that any platform has taken away from anybody. The platforms have added an extra set of audience for you to kind of tap into. So if I talk about Inspector Zende, and it's a Netflix original, first time I'm doing a straight to digital, and it's a brilliant experience to work with Netflix on this. Because remember, Netflix is in over 800 million homes across the world. Now you tell me, a story that we made of Inspector Zende, who's a Mumbai police cop, that has gone to 800 million homes across the world. And it's there. You understand, a need for an artist is to reach maximum homes, to reach maximum hearts, to reach as many people as you can. That's what you want to do. And with Netflix, it has actually happened. They have gone over 150 countries. So it's a great moment. It's something to be very, very happy about, and it's a good feeling to kind of showcase your content to so many people.
But, looking forward to it, and thank you so much. And once again, congratulations for Inspector Zende.
Thank you so much. A lovely talk.
Thank you.